Lou Elizondo is accusing the Pentagon of waging a disinformation campaign against him. Okay, let's get into it. This is fascinating. Before I do, please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and as I'm going through it, let me know in the comments below what you think. Okay, let's get started. The former Pentagon official, Lou Elizondo, who went public about reports of UFOs, has filed a complaint with the agency's Inspector General claiming a coordinated campaign to discredit him for speaking out, including accusing a top official of threatening to tell people he was crazy, according to documents reviewed by Politico. Lou Elizondo, a career counterintelligence specialist who was assigned in 2008 to work for a Pentagon program that investigated reports of unmanned aerial phenomena, filed the 64-page complaint to the independent watchdog on May 3rd and has met several times with investigators, according to his legal team. And in fact, according to his legal team, especially Dan, I think there are now two IG investigations or evaluations underway right now, which is interesting. So they are really putting the heat on the Pentagon. So, but let's keep going. Here's the pertinent part. Lou claims he has since endured a coordinated effort to malign his reputation, including Pentagon press statements asserting he had no official role in UFO research, even after his role was officially confirmed. He also alleges a personal vendetta from a Pentagon rival he claims has sought repeatedly to damage his career, including trying to have him investigated for releasing the video after he had been cleared of any wrongdoing. Okay, I would love to know more about that. Who is Lou Elizondo's enemy within the Pentagon? There's a story there. There's a juicy story there. Someday there's going to be a movie about that. The real-life intrigue behind the real-life X-Files, in the Pentagon. You thought the smoking man was bad. This is the real-life smoking man, the enemy embedded in the government, trying to halt the efforts of the white hats. So really intriguing. I would love to know more about that. Hopefully more will come out. It would be interesting to know, because Lou has said that somebody in the Pentagon stood in his way and said that UFOs were demonic in origin, and that was why they were refusing to push this. That they already knew what UFOs were and that they were demonic. That is what Lou was told. It would be very interesting if this was the same person that was going after him internally. It'd be a much juicier story. Anyway, okay, keep going. So Lou charges malicious activities, coordinated disinformation, professional misconduct, whistleblower reprisal, and explicit threats perpetrated by certain senior-level Pentagon officials, according to the complaint. Politico is declining to publish the names of the Pentagon officials who are cited in the IG complaint because it is unclear whether they are being investigated. But Elizondo told the IG he has evidence in the form of emails, documents, and the public record which suggest a coordinated effort to obfuscate the truth from the American people while impugning my reputation as a former intelligence officer at the Pentagon. These negative actions against me have resulted in great personal and professional challenges to me and my family. In recounting one episode in the days after he left government service, Elizondo claims a senior official warned him that he would tell people you are crazy and it might impact your security clearance. Lou says, I responded by telling him that he can take any action he thinks is prudently necessary, but that I was not mentally impaired, nor have I ever violated my security oath, Elizondo wrote in the complaint, saying he did not meet with the official again after our discussion, as I feared he would take retribution against me. The IG complaint also charges that the Pentagon's press operation has engaged in a disinformation campaign to discredit him by suggesting he was lying about his UFO work. He cites several public statements asserting the department had no record of his involvement in UFOs, even after saying that he did work for ATIP. So they're saying he worked for ATIP, but somehow not involved in UFOs. So what else are they doing? Now, the roots of ATIP as far as I'm aware, are from OSAP, the program OSAP, which began at Skinwalker Ranch. And as far as I know, Lou had nothing to do with that. He has been an ATIP man the whole way through, and they are strictly involved in UFOs, specifically, military interactions or sightings and reports of UFOs. Lou says several internet bloggers were notified that I had no duties regarding ATIP and that ATIP did not involve the study of UAPs. I mean, it's basically in the name, but I guess there's a little ambiguity there. As a result, the bloggers began to disseminate reporting accusing me of being a fabricator. He said when he inquired why the Pentagon had changed its official story about ATIP, he claims one individual directly involved told him he was not happy with the way this was being handled internally with the department. The official also said he was aware I ran ATIP, but forces within the building were telling him not to admit it. The Pentagon Public Affairs Office declined to comment for the story. Shocking. The Defense Department this month publicly acknowledged in a statement that the ATIP program was involved in UFO research, but it has not corrected the record on Elizondo's involvement. It goes beyond simple ambiguity, Sheehan says. That's Dan Sheehan, his lawyer. There are actual discordant narratives that are going on. They're professing a substantial amount of confusion. Elizondo maintains that the efforts to punish him for coming forward continue. The IG complaint outlines that his release of the 3 unclassified UFO videos were investigated by the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, and there were no findings of me conducting any kind of unauthorized disclosure. Now that's kind of interesting because the Air Force Office of Special Investigations is often thought to be the real-life Men in Black. Now, as far as I'm aware, there are 2 groups of Men in Black. There are the human Men in Black that will go around collecting videos and intimidating witnesses into not speaking out. And it's interesting, like with the Nimitz incident, for example, there were Air Force personnel that showed up to collect the bricks, the data tapes, so that they could not be disseminated. Who knows what the purpose was? But some unknown men from the Air Force showed up on a Navy ship to seize these data tapes from the jets that were going after the UFOs, the Tic Tac. So, and it is often thought that it is people from this branch that were doing that. And if they are doing that, if they are actively suppressing UFO information within the military, could they also be doing the same for civilians? And have they been doing that for a long time? Are those the real human Men in Black? Not to be confused with what is commonly known as the Men in Black, which are the inhuman Men in Black. But anyway, that's a different story. Let's keep going. But Elizondo says he was contacted this April by the Defense Counterintelligence and Security Agency, advising him to submit to a new interview to maintain his clearance, even though it was renewed in January 2021. And he maintains he was told it was about concerns over whether he violated the rules when he made the UFO videos public. Despite a previous favorable AFO-SI investigation, and that's the Air Force Men in Black, I am under accusation of releasing the videos in an unauthorized manner. Elizondo has continued to publicly maintain that he believes the government is covering up what it knows about UFO sightings. And Sheehan also claims Elizondo's experience within the Pentagon's bureaucracy signifies a much deeper resistance to coming clean. He said there is an extraordinarily bizarre process going on in the heart of the national security state bureaucracy where general officers, secretaries of defense are not being briefed on something that is transparently within their jurisdiction. Anyway, to sum up, Elizondo is putting pressure on the Pentagon to shape up, to stop getting in the way of disclosure, and to go after people that were actively standing in his way and spreading lies about him. So that is really interesting that the potentially real men in black, the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, were investigating him and that they cleared him. If they were the men in black, the human men in black, as many suppose, I would think that they would not clear him, that they would manufacture evidence against him. But maybe that's not within their mandate. Maybe their mandate is simply to suppress this information, not to actually create disinformation to suppress it. So, if that's true, that's really interesting. Maybe that has evolved over the years since, for example, Roswell. Many people have likely lost their lives as a result of suppressing this information. Is it this branch of the military that has done that? This branch of the Air Force? This department? I don't know. Nobody does that's alive to tell. But that's intriguing, and it makes me wonder if that is them that is doing it, or if it is them, if they have evolved over the course of time to be less gung-ho or less draconian, if you will. So anyway, those are my thoughts on it. It is really interesting that we've got some intrigue, some real life X-Files kind of intrigue. We've got people in the Pentagon going after Lou. We've got Lou and his faction of disclosure pushing for that disclosure, what I call the white hat group. And then you've got the black hats in the dark doing skullduggery. And then you've got the other group, the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, which may or may not be the men in black, also involved in all of this. It's a fascinating stew of intrigue and UFOs. So I love it. It's a great story. I would love to know more about it. I can't wait for more information to come out in the days ahead. What do you think? Is this as exciting to you as it is to me? I think this is a super cool story, and it's exciting to see that Lou and his people are pushing back against the forces that have suppressed this information for so long. And I am so happy that Lou is on the case and that he is taking such a strong stand against this. As always, please hit like. I really appreciate a big thumbs up. That helps the channel a lot. So does commenting below and letting me know your thoughts about all this. This to me is a really fascinating story and hopefully an evolving story. So hopefully we'll get more details in the days to come. So, but please let me know what you think about it all. And don't forget to hit subscribe. When you do, please hit the bell so that you'll be notified of any future videos. By the way, I'm considering a name change since there is a TV show called Mystery Road. So I've been considering alternate names. If you have any great names that you think would work for my channel, that'd be awesome. I am trying to explore various aspects of the paranormal, from UFOs to ghosts and cryptids and spirituality and you name it. If it's a paranormal or supernatural or spiritual, I want to cover it on this channel. And I'm especially interested in how those various aspects of the paranormal interact with each other, because there seems to be a connection between them. There are Bigfoots spotted on UFOs. There are ghosts spotted on UFOs. Skinwalker Ranch, all the various aspects have manifested together over the years. So that is showing their commonality, their interaction. What does that mean? I want to get to the heart of it. That is what my investigations are all about, trying to uncover what is the source of the weirdness and how they're all connected to each other. So if you can think of a good name for this channel based on that, please let me know in the comments below. Until next time, Mystery Road / other name out.